To this now, the Jacob Zuma and Thales arms deal trial is back in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg. Zuma faces 18 charges and more than 700 counts related to the cases which include fraud, corruption and money laundering, among others. Thales, on the other hand, face 4 charges. eNCA senior reporter Pietermaritzburg Goke is in Pietermaritzburg and looking forward to tomorrow and the proceedings there. Pietermaritzburg, the latest, of course, is an application by former President Jacob Zuma for a postponement. And I know that we just received the documents courtesy of one of our colleagues in the industry. But there are so many twists and turns. We thought there would be this argument about why Billy Downer should be removed as he has lost title to prosecute, according to Mr. Zuma's defense team. But it seems now Mr. Zuma, wants a postponement.
He wants a postponement so that he can be physically present in court, and he wants to give evidence in terms of this plea that has been entered. Let me tell you that the most important paragraph in this application or affidavit, which is about 25 pages, is paragraph number 26. You know, former President Jacob Zuma's legal team writes, or lawyers here, they write that they've been instructed to make this substantive application for postponement simply because the first accused wants to be present and, in this matter, most importantly, wants to give evidence. So I can tell you that tomorrow we will have to wait and see what happens in court. But initially, tomorrow's date was for former President Jacob Zuma and his legal team to basically argue and put forward that application to have Billy Downer, who is the lead prosecutor in the matter, recusing himself. But it seems as if now they are saying, well, hold on, our client here, accused number 1, wants to be physically present in court. We know that according to the alert that was issued by the Department of Justice here, proceedings were meant to be virtual tomorrow. So that is being contested now by former President Jacob Zuma and his legal team, but also accused number 2, French arms company Thales, wants also the proceedings to be physically heard here in court. So with all the logistics that are required to prepare for former President Jacob Zuma's appearance here tomorrow, and I can tell you that it seems as if no arrangements have been made for him to come to court physically tomorrow, and that is contained in his affidavit here. And his legal team is objecting to him giving evidence via the video and audio links. They are saying, well, usually that is only reserved for a situation whereby proceedings will be postponed or during a bail application hearing, not for the trial. They are saying for the trial they would want their client to be physically present in court. Therefore, they are seeking this postponement. That application will be presented in court tomorrow. It will be argued, and then the judge will have to rule on that. And then again, we still need to get to that application, the hearing of the application to have the lead prosecutor, Billy Downer, recusing himself. But perhaps let's go back to May when former President Jacob Zuma's lawyer, that is Advocate Dalimpofu, just told the Pietermaritzburg High Court about the nature and the gist of their application to have Billy Downer recusing himself. They are alleging that he is not fit to prosecute this matter, and they are saying he is conflicted, he is biased, he wants to see the former president convicted at all costs. Listen to Advocate Dalimpofu.
We've preempted things because we've now already decided that this will be done by the exchange of papers. So all I wanted to say was that my learned friends have put on record a flavour of what is to come, and it will be duly argued. Naturally, we are busy with papers where we dispute what has been put on record, yes, both factually and in terms of conclusions to be reached. And we are busy doing that, and we'll present to the court fully.
And that will be ventilated on the 19th of July?
On the 19th of July. Yes. And our papers will say that, we'll dispute it, and so on. So we do not at all accept what has been said, and we'll in due course dispute it. I'm in a bit of an invidious situation because I am the target of the attack, and my counsel are not here.
Yes.
So counsel will be here on the 19th of July in order to take the matter forward.
No, I understand that, Mr. Downer. That's why I try to keep the address is important. It's important that one understands the basis for it, and I think we've been told what the basis is. But to the extent that it referred to specific factual allegations, obviously well, presumably those are in dispute, and you will have the opportunity to deal with them.
Of course, Siphamandla, there was an error there. There was not Advocate Dalimpofu for Jacob Zuma. There was Billy Downer SC, the lead prosecutor in this matter. We know that the NPA will have senior counsel representing them. It gets a bit complicated, doesn't it? Because Billy Downer can't argue the merits of why he should or should not be removed from the case in terms of that Section 106(1)H of the Criminal Procedure Act, the argument that he has lost title. Because it concerns him, he can't be arguing it, and therefore it will be Vem Trengove who will be arguing on behalf of the NPA. Siphamandla, because we've reflected on what the NPA's argument is in as far as why he has not lost title to prosecute, as we heard there, can you take us back to the arguments by Dalimpofu?
Before I do that, let me tell you that Advocate Billy Downer here told the Pietermaritzburg High Court last time we were here in May that he was at a disadvantaged position here because this matter concerns him, so therefore he can't argue on behalf of himself, saying, well, he will need someone to argue on his behalf, hence he will be represented, or the NPA will be represented by a senior counsel here, Vem Trengove. But yes, the former president's legal team is of the view that, well, the man is conflicted. They are saying he must go, and therefore someone else must take over and prosecute this matter. They say he's got a long history with this matter, which has resulted in him being conflicted and biased in this matter, wanting the former president convicted at all costs. Let's listen to Advocate Dalimpofu there.
With regards to Mr. Zuma's attempt to have Mr. Downer removed as a prosecutor in the case, we will vigorously argue for their special plea to be dismissed, as we believe it has no merit, because Mr. Downer was designated by the Director of Public Prosecutions in KZN to prosecute in the matter. With regards to their argument of political interference, that matter was ventilated by the Supreme Court of Appeal, hence the charges were reinstated.
I tell you what, Siphamandla, technology is not playing ball at all today. We've tried twice, my brother, to bring that clip of Advocate Dalimpofu. The first time we had Billy Downer, and now we had Mthunzi Maga, who is Special Advisor to the NDPP, weighing in on the prospects or otherwise of success of this particular matter tomorrow. Thank you for that, eNCA senior journalist. That is Siphamandla Goge out in Pietermaritzburg ahead of that case being heard. It's an extraordinary case because in case you're battling to follow where things stand, tomorrow is meant to be argument by both sides in support and against former President Zuma's plea that says Billy Downer should not prosecute, should not lead the prosecution of the main case, the criminal case, because he has lost title to prosecute. Former President Jacob Zuma wants to be physically present in court tomorrow when that plea is being argued, because he wants to give evidence within the plea. Forget the trial. We're not even at trial stage. We're still talking about this plea being argued. He wants to give evidence in that particular plea, and therefore he says he wants to be there physically present. And you can only imagine the considerations that go with it. First, the virtual nature of the proceedings that had been favored by the court, but also issues around security around former President Jacob Zuma, especially in the current context in South Africa.